Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Advanced, and welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show. We'll cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, and entertainment. And we'll give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a hell of a show for you guys here today. This is a highly requested show, but before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. And be sure to follow me on Instagram. My handle is CTABANZ. So this is a show that's been requested. People have sent it to me. Hey, man, what's your reaction to this? What's your reaction to this? So, you know, we've been on this marathon, the Kobe Bryant disrespect marathon, where everybody's taking shots at Kobe left and right? Everybody got something to say about my man being, right? So one of the people that surprised a lot of people with his comments was Shaq, because Shaq has been defending Kobe. Like when they were like, when we're having to go with debate, why don't you mention Kobe? Why don't you mention Kobe? So when Shaq jumped out the window and said, oh, you know, I could have definitely won with T-Mac. I think he said 3 with T-Mac, 2 with Vince, 6 with Stephen Curry. People were like, yo, what are we doing? What are we doing right now? Like, where are we going with this at this point in time? So Shaq said that. So then he had an episode on his podcast, I believe the Big Podcast is the name of the show. And he had on outspoken brothers, the Morris twins, Marcus Morris and Markieff Morris. And, you know, these guys are tough guys from in the NBA, out from Philly and all of that. I actually like Marcus Morris because he used to be with the Clippers, Marcus Morris Sr. So they broached this topic. And Shaq brought up the point of, he brought up like, yeah, I think I could have won with T-Mac and all of that. And then they immediately shut it down. Like, nah, Shaq, you're not winning with T-Mac. T-Mac is not Kobe Bryant. Let's knock it off together. But before we even get into what they had to say, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, Game Time. One of the things I love the most is making unforgettable memories with family and friends. And one of the things I hate the most is overpaying for tickets only to find out that there was a better deal out there. That's one of the reasons I started using Game Time. Game Time is the easy go-to app for last-minute tickets to sports, concert, and theater events across 60-plus states in the US and Canada. Game Time saves me time, money, and stress by curating only the best deals, so I'm not wasting a whole bunch of time scrolling through overpriced tickets. Game Time Picks is my favorite tool. It highlights the best value seats instantly. No more guesswork, no more wasting time. For example, I'm really looking forward to watching some of these NBA Summer League games. Here's what I like to do. I choose between the cheapest deal, the great deal, or the amazing deal. Once you select the ticket you want, you can use their panoramic seat view to ensure you know exactly what you're getting before you buy. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and use redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what I want to do now is I want to play exactly what the Morris twins had to say in response to Shaq, and I want to come back and react to his comments. Take a listen to what they had to say here.
T-Mac made a statement the other day, and I'm going to answer after you guys answer. He said, if you switch him and Kobe out, as far as playing with me, the outcome is the same. You agree or disagree?
No, you're not just saying you switching out with Kobe and you're gonna be what Kobe was. That's not. Yeah, I don't agree with
nothing
that.
Nothing away from T-Mac.
Great player.
Oh, you not Kobe.
Yeah, and that mentality too.
I might have to disagree.
I don't know though. You know what my difference mine is though, big fella, is the mentality. Like it was like that killer mentality. Everybody didn't have that. Like he was a great player. Don't get me wrong, but it was times that Mike and Kobe. I felt like that Mike gave Kobe something that nobody else would be able to even imitate and be able to like have that mentality. A lot of players no other players had it, really.
I agree with you saying, but I'm saying, I didn't look at it like that. That's why I like everybody's opinion. You don't think I could have won 3 with T-Mac? I think I could have.
Yeah, for sure.
T-Mac was a bad boy.
But then,
was bad.
What about the 2 after
away
you left?
from that though?
T-Mac was a bad boy.
I feel like time you put any of the
You could say that about outside of T-Mac. You could say a lot of them put him next to you at that time.
Good point. All right, what about Vince? Me and Vince.
I feel like
3 in a row.
I feel like people downplay Vince. They just think he a dunker. Vince was one of the most talented players ever played.
I believe the same thing.
Actually, when he said that, a lot of people hit me, but T-Mac was a bad boy.
Yeah, for sure.
He was.
And I feel like even not saying it, it's just like Kobe just watching, playing in the league, and was a fan, and like everybody watched T-Mac. Everybody knew how good T-Mac was. But if you asking a question about him or Kobe Bryant, I don't
what team they was on. If he obviously everybody's path different, but like what Kobe has, there was only one other player that's the greatest player in the world has. Like they're the only two that has that.
I just realized I'm a few years older than you guys. I'm from Bucks County. And so I grew up hearing about Kobe at Lower Merion.
Lower Merion, yeah.
And then I also remember this guy and Kobe coming to Philadelphia in 2001, booing Destiny's Child because I think Beyonce was wearing a Lakers jersey. Like, what, being from Philly and then Kobe playing in Philly, how much, were you like big fans of him when you guys were coming up?
Extremely big fans, but we was more AI guys. Yeah,
Oh my gosh. The best.
The best, yeah.
What, nobody can
break your
overtake Bubba Chuck like in
At
Philadelphia.
that time, yeah.
TGI Fridays.
No touching him.
Man.
No touching.
Every week.
So you heard what they had to say. What are my thoughts about this? I think this is pretty standard information here, bro. That's why a lot of, see, if something was obvious and it made sense, most people wouldn't be in an uproar. Most people, if it made perfect sense that everybody would agree to it, then why is everybody in an uproar? Why? People are saying, oh, it's emotion. Baloney. It's not emotion. People know what they saw. They understand the information. Perfectly clear. Then you have people out there trying to make excuses like Gilbert Arenas. Oh, y'all are just using emotion. And then what are y'all using? Or we're using facts. What facts? The stats. No, not the stats. To use Gil's words, the metrics. What metrics, bro? We're not building the Egyptian pyramid. What metrics are you talking about, bro? Oh, they now found us plus, minus, and all. And I said it in a different show, and I'm gonna say it today. Stats can tell you any story they want you to tell. You want them to tell you. Literally. How can stats do that? Just pick stats that are favorable to your argument and then try them out. Try them out. But then what ended up happening was the stats that they used when the metrics that they used when they tested them against other players, their criteria fell apart. Fell apart. Like leading the league in plus minus. Magic Johnson never did that. He's a top 5 player. There are other players that did it. And then you have players with a higher plus minus than Kobe Bryant, like Chris Paul, Steve Nash. People were picking and choosing stats to reinforce their bias and then calling it metrics. This is what they were doing. It was so clear to see. So what the Morris twins were saying is something that's pretty much rudimentary. The stats don't encapsulate people's personalities. Kobe was willing to clash with Shaq. Do we know that Tracy McGrady was willing to do that? Kobe had a drive unlike anything we've said before. And then they ultimately said that Kobe should be only compared to Michael Jordan, something that we all already knew. This was all pretty much standard information until the twerk nation started, until we got into the twerk era, where honey was flying everywhere. Honey and people were just shaking and twerking all over the tables. These LeBron fans. Then all of a sudden now the discourse has changed. Now they're trying to rewrite history. We all know that Kobe was the closest thing to Michael Jordan. We all knew this already. We all heard players say Kobe was the Jordan of our generation. We all knew this. So the player that's closest to Michael Jordan is not a top 10 player. Knock it off, man. And that's what Marcus Morris Sr. was saying. Knock it off. Like, knock it off with your antics, man. With your shenanigans. Knock it off. Ain't nobody going for this nonsense, man. Nobody. People defending Bleacher Report's list don't even know the metrics they used. They can't even spell the word metrics. And they go running around here talking about the metrics they used. Let's knock it off. So y'all heard what he had to say. I agree with him. I don't think I have much that I need to add to it. I think he pretty much laid it down. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.